Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my weekly review of The 100 on the CW, Season 6, Episode 2, which is called Red Sun Rising. If you guys seen my review of the premiere last week, you'll know I was entertained. I liked it, but feeling a tad worn out with the direction of things. I still love the 100. I'm always going to love the 100, and I really, really liked last season. There's still time for this season. It's only 2 episodes in, right? Out of 13, I think it is this year. It could be 16, but I think it's 13 again. I'll have to look that up later, but the whole different planet thing is very intriguing. It's very it could be very exciting. But we know there's another group there. We just seen the start of it at the end of the episode in this. And if you've seen the trailers, there's this whole leader of them and everything like that. I guess I'm just getting a bit tired of them going somewhere and of course hostile humans, or going over there and there's another hostile group we haven't known about yet or whatever. It's just I don't want to say formulaic, but it definitely has its I guess it has its formula, when it comes to that kind of thing. And a lot of popular shows do. The Walking Dead, their home gets destroyed, they move on, and there's hostiles there that have to protect it from them. And so every show has their beats. It's what the shows are about, I suppose, and everything like that. But I am hoping for something a bit different with this premise. And I think I'm starting to get it in this episode. The whole Red Sun thing, turning people aggressive and stuff like that, at a moment's notice, during that, like, a 2-day period or whatever it is. If they focus on that, I think, more than, who these people actually are, or what they do, I think it could make it different. If they focus more on this Red Sun thing and maybe different environmental hazards or elements on this planet, I think that could be enough to make it a bit more distinct for me. But if they make it more about the human threat again on this planet, then no, it'll feel a bit like a retread again. But overall, this episode on its own, though, I thought was pretty good. I liked it a bit more than the premiere, which I was fine with. But I like the psychology of it all. We get a lot of characters laying out on the table with each other, pushing each other to the edge again. As this Red Sun thing is taking over, Clark, Bellamy, Murphy, and the others, they chain themselves up, just to see how this sort of affects them and how it plays out and everything. Which I liked, and again, you had some really strong acting from Eliza Taylor, as always, Bob Morley, Richard Harmon and everything. But I guess another frustration is just all the hostility towards Clark. For her being so vigorous in protecting Maddie last season. I do feel like it's a bit unwarranted. It is a bit frustrating considering how much Clark has put on her back since the start of the series and carried. Clark's made some choices, but they all have. And if it wasn't for Clark and her leadership, they would have been dead seasons ago. So it is a bit frustrating that they're holding all this against her again. Luckily, Bellamy's on her side, at least until the Red Sun takes over, and that was good. Seeing Bellamy of all people being he's so composed and just determined to figure out and get to the right thing, but see him unravel like this because of the influence of the Red Sun, it was pretty engaging. And then Murphy slowly comes out of it, so eventually he and Clark try to fend Bellamy off and subdue him and everything, which is pretty good. Clark is able to stab him a little, not fatally, of course, before he drowns Murphy to death. So I really liked all that. And then back on the ship, you have Octavia unraveling, except with no influence of the Red Sun. This is just Octavia, putting a lot of blame on other people for the choices they made on the ship, but she is the catalyst for a lot of it, that. I liked all the Red Queen stuff last season, but Octavia, I'm not sure what they're going to do with her. I liked it. I think Maria Garopoulos is doing a really fine job in this, type of role for Octavia still. And she basically, starts saying things to all these more so unknown, crew members on board, just to get them to be the shit out of her. sort of self-punishment and stuff like that, perhaps. I'm sure we'll explore that a bit more psychologically with her later in the season. She almost wants him to kill her, but Abby, sort of stops that before it goes quite that far, because you see her laughing with the blood and everything like that. So it wasn't too bad. I just hope we don't stretch out the Octavia thing too much before they decide which side of things she's going to fall on. And I think she'll try to redeem herself at some point for sure. And yeah, also gotta talk about the pregnant Mendoza and Raven, sort of releasing her to take out the troops that get onto the ship, from the planet. Just going into badass, Mama Bear mode. I really like that Ivana Milicevic is on the show, and it seems like her role will be even more dynamic this season. Again, if you haven't seen much of her, go watch Banshee. Go watch Banshee on Cinemax. It's also for free on Amazon Prime. Incredible series, one of my favorite shows of all time, especially in terms of action, crime drama kind of thing. She's great on that, so I've loved having her on this since last season. And then when Raven, though, does get to the planet, they see, suddenly I forget his name, Shaw. Shaw is dead, which was a fairly surprising death last week. He also had, by the way, Octavia lashing out, sort of at, I almost said Morty for some reason, Rick and Morty, Monty's son, but of course, that's when he knew Octavia was going too far, either on purpose or not. But yeah, overall, this was a good episode, and at the end, you see this little girl come up over the hill, and, that's the teaser next week to see who's actually living around here anyway, but not there specifically. So yeah, overall a pretty good episode. I did like it a bit more than the premiere. Again, still undecided on the overall direction of the season. We'll have to see what it's more so about as the season unravels, but so far pretty good. I'm always going to enjoy the 100. It's been a staple of my channel since season 3, when I had caught up on it, of course, and I've been reviewing it as often as I can since then. I really enjoy it. Could be my favorite sci-fi show of all time. But yeah, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.